Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another future match commentary on the channel today. So this is going to be another top 16 match from the LCS that happened this past weekend, and this is going to be between My Destiny 01 on Dogmatika Shaddoll Invoked, a very popular deck from the weekend, versus Sentinel Sean on Mekk-Knight Invoked. So as usual, if you do want to check out luxury social media platforms to play in the next tournament, I will have all of those linked in the description box below. But let's get started here without any further ado with this matchup. So it looks like Mekk-Knight Invoked did win the RPS, but they're going to opt to blind second. Really nothing revolutionary with this deck here. So the opening hand for Shaddoll Invoked going first is going to be Shaddoll Fusion, Magical Meltdown, Invocation, Nadir Servant, and Shaddoll Hedgehog. So this hand's really stacked. It has pretty much all three of the engines that are in the deck, which is really good. And even though there's like no defensive cards, like no non-engine cards, for going first, that's not really a big problem because this is a super solid start. And then the opening hand for Mekk-Knight Invoked going second is going to be Ashe, Lancia, Gardner, Dark Magician, and Lightning Storm. The ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. Interesting to see Kaiju's main decked here. That's pretty cool to see. But there's really just no engine, no Alistair, no Mekk-Knights. So it's going to be all the ways to go second, but nothing to really follow up with. So we're going to see Shaddoll Invoked start up with a copy of Magical Meltdown. That's going to grab a copy of Alistair. And then they're going to normal the Alistair and add Invocation off that. So it looks like the Invoked Mekk-Knight player is letting that go through. So for once, not going to play into the hard draw and Invocation. But realistically, it's probably going to be saved for one of the power cards in this hand here. So we're going to link away the Alistair for a copy of Artemis and then activate Shaddoll Fusion. That's going to be Ashe. And for those of you guys wondering, I still get some questions about this. So Shaddoll Fusion can be Ashed even though your opponent doesn't have an extra deck monster because it includes the effect to just send from the deck and it checks on resolution. So it's similar to using, like, for example, Ghost Spell on a Deer Servant or Prep when there's no appropriate targets in grave. So just as an aside there. But going to go ahead and activate Invocation next, and then they're going to chain Lancia to that. And then from here, going to activate Deer Servant, just opening all the power cards. Going to send App Clone to add Ecclesia at hand. And then App Clone's going to add a copy of Schism, and then send Hedgehog, and then Hedgehog's going to grab a Search for Wendy. And then from here, they're going to actually summon out Ecclesia, and then use that effect to grab Fleur-de-Lis, excuse me, and then going to set Schism, and then pass. For turn, the top deck is going to be Red Ice Fusion, so there's kind of an engine card there. They're going to start with a copy of Lightning Storm, that's going to wipe the back row, and then they're going to chain Schism, that's going to banish Apclone and Hedgehog to summon out a copy of Winda. And then Red Ice Fusion is going to be activated next. That's going to send materials to summon out Dragoon. And then they're going to go Battle Phase, attack over the Winda. And then Winda effect to add back Shaddoll Fusion. Or Schism it could have been. But yeah, Fusion makes a lot of sense here because obviously Dragoon. And then in main phase 2, going to activate Dragoon to try and pop. And then going to chain Fleur-de-Lis to attempt to summon itself. Chooses not to negate that, so Dragoon will be negated by the non-targeting effect of Fleur-de-Lis. And get a pass. For turn, we're going to see a top deck Trick Clown. Cool to see this in the deck here as a light target for Shaddoll Fusion. They're going to activate Invocation here. That's going to banish Alistair and send away Trick Clown. And that's just going to be a concession from Mekk-Knight Invoked. Fair enough. I mean, they never actually used the negation effect of Dragoon, but whether it was used to, negate the Fleur-de-Lis, I mean, it wouldn't have been much of a difference because Dragoon just wouldn't have been alive next turn. And obviously, because it was already negated by Fleur-de-Lis, couldn't have used it on Destiny's next turn with the Invocation and stuff. So, yeah, the Dragoon actually wasn't going to be enough to win the game there. And we're now going to move on into game 2 here, where it looks like Shaddoll Invoked is going to be forced to go first again. If you guys are enjoying the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new here and want to see more commentary similar to this style. But the opening hand for Shaddoll Invoked going first again is going to be Squamata, Fusion, Nadir Servant, Alistair, and Wendy. I'm seeing Deja Vu. This is pretty much the exact same hand as last time, almost. Super solid stuff. And then the opening hand for Mekk-Knight Invoked going second is going to be Ashe, Gardner, Blue Sky, Red Ice Fusion, and Super Poly. So this might be useful for sure. But again, no Alistair or like purple. So we're going to see a normal summon of Alistair. That's going to be Ashe this time. And then going to link off into a copy of Artemis and then activate Shaddoll Fusion. That's going to send away Wendy and the Artemis for a copy of Construct. Construct and Wendy both trigger here, so that's going to go ahead and allow Wendy to summon Beast and Construct to summon out, or send rather, Schism. And then going to link off for Gravity Controller, that's going to allow the Construct to add back Schism. And then activate your Servant, that's going to send Apclone to add Ecclesia. And then Apclone going to add El Shaddoll Fusion, and then send a copy of Squamata. And the squad is going to add Hedgehog, and then Hedgehog going to grab Wendy. So basically, it was Apclone was getting value there for free, which is good. And then going to special summon Ecclesia, and then use the effect to grab Fleur-de-Lis. So choosing to prioritize this over the punishment, which is pretty interesting for sure. Makes a lot of sense when you already have a lot of fusion plays going. But they're going to set 2 and then pass. For turn, we're going to see the top decked Ferocious Dragon with a deadly attack. Drawing all the vanillas. So they're going to start with a copy of Red Ice Fusion. That's going to send away the materials and summon out Dragoon. Trying this again. Going to go ahead and activate Schism and Resolution. So yeah, this is an out, as well as Fleur-de-Lis, because neither of these target. So, going to actually let that resolve. That's going to allow the Shaddoll player to summon out Winda, and then non-target send away Dragoon. Yeah, I think no matter what, it wouldn't have mattered, because even if you chain Dragoon, they're just going to chain Fleur-de-Lis to negate it, and then send it anyways. So they're just going to set Super Poly and then pass. For turn, we're going to see a top deck Gamma. They're going to flip summon Beast, drawing Invocation and Punishment. Pretty good, considering Alistair's in Grave right now to draw Invocation there. Going to obviously pitch Gamma. And then going to send away, or link away those two for a copy of Cross Sheep. And then going to add back the Fusion with the Winda. And then Invocation effect is going to summon out Hcabe. And then Cross Sheep can trigger here to bring back Squamata. And then Invocation effect is going to recycle Alistair. And from here, you're going to switch Ecclesia to attack position. And then going to go for possibly game here. Going to activate Super Poly in the battle phase. That's going to pitch the Gardner. And then summon out the Elysium. So this requires an invoked monster plus a monster that's special summon from the extra deck. So we're going to fuse away the Cross Sheep and the Hcabe here. And then this also can just banish the board by banishing itself, I believe. Just got to reread this card. You can target one invoked monster you control or in your graveyard, banish it, and all monsters your opponent controls with the same attribute. Yeah, and this is treated as every attribute besides Divine. So, yeah, it can banish itself and then just clear the whole board. So they're going to go to main phase 2, set the punishment, and then pass. We're going to see a top deck Lightning Storm. So this is pretty interesting because if you like Elysium, that kind of shuts off Blue Sky. Like Lightning Storm, you can use if you use Elysium first. So the sequencing will matter here because these cards are kind of conflicting with each other right now, so we will see. So get a special summon out Blue Sky and then use the effect. Gonna chain Punishment to that, and then gonna chain Schism to the Punishment, and then gonna chain Elysium as chain link 4. So that is going to banish the board. Punishment's going to pop the Blue Sky. Schism should resolve as well. So that's gonna summon out a copy of Apclone. And then gonna pass. Chose not to go into Construct there, which is pretty interesting. And also chose not to use Lightning Storm after that. I mean, I don't think it would have mattered that much, but it's going to be game here regardless for Shaddolls. So yeah, top deck Meltdown as well. So Meltdown going to grab another copy of Alistair. This is kind of just adding insult to injury here. Going to normal summon Wendy and then summon out Fleur-de-Lis. And then go into battle phase, attack with Wendy, attack with Apclone and Fleur-de-Lis. And then there's El Shaddoll Fusion in the battle phase here. So that's going to be game for sure. Just kidding. Oh, right. Apclone can't attack directly because of a Schism there. So, Mist Lethal. I'm pretty sure Alistair can boost any fusion monster, though. So, could have... Oh, no, they're under punishment. Never mind. Yeah. Totally forgot about that. So, just going to be a pass from there. For turn, we're going to see a top deck Indigo Eclipse. And, yeah, that's just going to be the end of the game. That's not really going to do a whole lot. So, Shaddoll Invoked going to take this match 2-0. That was not really that close, I'm not going to lie. The Invoked Mekk-Knight player really just didn't draw Alistair or Purple either of those games. Those are some pretty weak hands, and the Shaddoll player just drew really, really broken both times. So that's going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more informative and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on all social media platforms or support me with the links in the description as usual. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.